I got in bed a little bit early and I'm having a hard time falling asleep. So I thought that I'd get up for a minute and and talk about stopping the big monster. And yeah, we can do that. And it's real important to know that we can stop the big monster. So, you know, I think I mean, I tend to have a sense of humor. I laugh a lot. And I don't know, is it wrong to laugh when extreme harm is going on? Sometimes some of us have that personality where we laugh. Even we laugh sometimes when we are being harmed. I mean, a person might want to pay attention, to sometimes when we're laughing, but some of us have humor, and there's nothing wrong with maintaining your humor even when extreme harm is going on. But we have to stop the extreme harm. We have to stop the harm. You know, uh, I think many of us think in terms of harm reduction. You know, what is that? There's some lines that should never, ever be crossed. So when we're thinking about harm reduction, it might not be a bad idea to be thinking about what are some lines that can't be crossed. All right, so what is harm reduction? Because some people are not going to understand. That is it. Different levels of awareness, different levels of being alert. Different levels of some people feel more helpless, and so they might kind of buy into that on a when it's going on a large scale, and that's part of the problem. So I think about the way that things are being done kind of piecemeal, and it's a little bit late, and it's probably still important to do those things. But what I really think is that stopping the monster, can be more direct than that. So, going for the corporate players, putting attention to that, putting attention to government contracts, and calling that out. And, meanwhile, I mean, on a more local level, yeah, it's important what people, I mean, again, I think there's a lot that's being done piecemeal. And what's going on could have been prevented. We buy in too easily into, yeah, the republic, and forgetting what it is. And this idea of public, I mean, people really need to think when they're using that word. What is public? What is public? What is private? And what is none of your goddamn business? Because it's my fucking life. And keep your laws off my body. And keep your hands where your hands belong. I mean, yeah, some of us might be a little bit more like that. And sometimes that could be cultural. But we need to think about that. Is this public? I mean, it could probably be punished within the republic if the republic is being real persecutory. All right, but what is it exactly? It's important to think about that. Humans are much more than citizens. All right, so yeah, stopping the monster. You know, uh, First of all, we have to know we can do it, and that we have to do it, and that there are people potentially dying. There are people who have died in what I'm going to call concentration camps, and experts and shit like that. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it takes no looking at history at all, and no looking at what those are to say, yeah, that's what that is. The person can try to sanitize a detention center and use whatever, real specific this and that. Sometimes it's important to be real specific about, you know, where the detainment is and through what law enforcement entity that happened and things like that. But it's real important to be looking to be looking at the monster, to knowing that we can, we we will stop the monster. We can stop the monster. We have to stop the monster. And it is not that hard to stop the monster. I think some of it is getting people out of complicity. I'm not even going to say complacency. It's just everything's fine. I notice, the film festival in France is going on. And, well, that's important. I mean, arts are important. But I wonder sometimes, I mean, it's like, how can people go on? I mean, yeah, we've got to eat, we've got to sleep. But when there is extreme harm going on, I really hope that there are going to be things that go on there that help to change what's going on, that help to stop the monster. I mean, we can talk around it a whole lot. And, that just gets people killed. Talking around it keeps people in a concentration camp for longer. Talking around it allows people to be abducted off the street by thugs. So, yeah, how do we stop it? I mean, you know, I don't think it's a bad idea to brainstorm, to think about. And, what's faith? What's possible? There is so much extreme harm being done, but what humans do, I mean, there's something much stronger than humans and what humans do, what humans think they're doing that is, I don't know what, I really is just like, wow. I mean, scientists, people doing some applied science, is like, God damn, man, you left something way back, when you were pretty fucking young, thinking, yeah, how fascinating to do this and how interesting to do that. And look what we can do. And yeah, well, y'all, you fucked up real bad. And so, yeah, just a few words. And yeah, am I going to be able to fall asleep? I don't know. Am I going to dream about the monster? Well, I hope that I dream about stopping the monster. And will it be a nightmare? I mean, I guess I'll wait and see. But yeah, we can do it.